it's Shovelhead Fedge out in the Shovelhead shed. I think last time, no, I know last time that we left off, I was working on this 1981 FLHS, and it's spewing oil out of this rear cylinder, which I don't mind. I don't mind when they leak oil. I kind of like that. I think anybody over the age of 40 probably is leaking something somewhere. Anyway, in order to put a gasket onto this valve cover needs to come off, but this head needs to come off. So the head needs to come off, which means the intake has to come off, the carburetor and the exhaust has to come off. If you're going to do one, you might as well do both. And if you're going to go to that much, then I would say go ahead and just do the top end. It's no big deal. Look and see if you need your heads redone and stuff like that. That's a little bigger a deal. It's a little bit more money. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to check. I might as well go through the bike, and it probably hasn't went through in 30 years. I would say probably this is probably all original. It all looks original. So what I'll do is I'll pull the heads. I'll pull all this. I'll check the jugs. I want to see what kind of. I want to look at the pistons. I want to look at. Basically I'm just doing a top end. I use Martha White biscuit. Now I think James gasket is the best gasket, and for this one it's part number 012630. 012630. The top end gasket kit for 1966 and 1984 Harley-Davidson Shovelhead. I really do like their gaskets. I think they're best on the market. There's cheaper ones, but that's, you know, you get what you pay for. So anyway, I'm going to pull all this down. Instead of you watching that, which is like no big deal, it's just unhooking a bunch of stuff. I have a video that I didn't show. It's from Leesburg. At Leesburg, and then that was the I didn't show the video, but after we went to Leesburg, I didn't make any videos, and there was a reason why. If you stay tuned to the channel, you'll see the reason why. Anyway, I'll just show a little. It's not going to be a very long video because I really did not videotape very much, and I don't know. I think this year may be the last of Leesburg. That's what I hear. I don't know. Anyway, I hear it may be the last Leesburg. I don't know. I mean, I like Leesburg. I like going to Leesburg. Oh yeah, notice the mic I got. I guess I'm going to be doing videos because now I got a lapel mic. Everybody else has one. Actually, it's better for the audio and stuff like that. And then I can run the fans, and you know, you can hear me a little bit better. So. Excuse me. Anyway, I'm going to get back to breaking things, and here, watch the video from Leesburg. Oh man.
You know, I don't know if they have Wawas where you're at, which is a gas station here in Florida. I think they're all over the place. But anyway, if you want a cool little cheat code when you're pumping gas and they got these advertisements blaring, if you push that button, it shuts off the advertisement. Shuts off the stupid music. This button right here.
You know, I don't want this to come off. This is my point right here. I don't want this to come off as a rant. You know, I want to come. I want to bring. I want to bring videos, you know, of what you guys want to see and stuff like that. Hang on a second. You know, I want to bring videos of what you guys want to see and stuff like that. You know, the bike shows and the bike events and stuff like that. But one of the things that I so despise, it's like literally I have to look at 500 Me Too bikes to be able to see one bike that's really worth videotaping. It's like bike events have become something that I despise and I detest, I guess. It's bikes, big wheel bikes with loud music does nothing for me. And it seems like that's the flavor. That's still the flavor of the month. I don't know. Forget I said anything. It's going to start into a damn rant. It's just, you get tired of seeing all the Me Too bikes. All the Me Too bikes, the same bikes. It's like, man, to find a knucklehead anymore, which I understand. Most knuckleheads probably belong in the museum anymore, but, you know, panheads, shovelheads even, hard to find. You know, and it's like everybody's got the same damn bike.
Action.
What about it? Oh. Alright. That's it. We've left. We're leaving Leesburg. And you know, listen, I don't want to be like an old man or, you know, like, rah, 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 you know, crotchety. You guys go do what you want to do and all that stuff. I just find it harder and harder to go to these type of events. And it's, I mean, I want to bring you, you know, content. I want to bring you, you know, motorcycle events and stuff like that. But for me, it's just getting harder and harder because it's like, it's the same effing stuff. It's the same stuff. I have to go through 100, 200, 500 motorcycles before I find one motorcycle that's worth even looking at, because they're all just the same motorcycle. It's the same thing. And you know, it's hot, it's sweaty, you know, just people walking up and down the sidewalk just drinking beer and eating, you know, eating food, and you know, it's just, I don't know. I'm not trying to dissuade anybody. If you want to do that, go do that. Enjoy yourself and all the other stuff. I think maybe in my age, I'm more into the classic bikes. I'm more into the vintage bikes, and you know, most people don't want to ride a vintage bike, you know. And I'm even noticing that at the bike shows now, it's the same bikes. It's the same exact action. All right, my battery died, and I don't remember where I was at in my rant, and it's not really a rant. I don't want it to be a rant. You know, I was just talking to a very famous motorcycle YouTuber, and who happens to work for a dealership, and I don't want to mention his name, but anyway, you know, we were both agreeing on the same thing because we're old school bikers. You know, we've been to the bike shows. I mean, we've been to the bike events since the 70s, you know, late 70s, you know, 80s, you know, and it's just all a bunch of Me Too bikes, a bunch of big tired wheels, and just loud stereos that are that they're just blasting Neil Diamond. Nothing wrong with Neil Diamond, or you know, cool Casey and the Sunshine Band. Nothing wrong with Casey and the Sunshine Band. To me, if you're going to blast a radio, it needs to be Pantera. It needs to be, you know, Black Sabbath, whatever. Anyway, go do your thing. It's just, I'm finding it harder and harder to go to these events, sweat my Keones off, and just see the same bikes, the same beer. You know, it's just the same. It just, after a while, it, you know, and if you're young and if you're, you know, if you're new to this is really cool. I mean, it's cool. You can walk around with your leathers on, you know, and then you can get home at the end of the day and you got all the chafing in your crotchal region because it was so hot, you know, and wearing your black because black is cool, and, you know, and all the other stuff. It's just, it's not for me, man. Honestly, I'd rather stay in my garage building old bikes. I'd rather stay in my garage, bringing the old bikes back to life. Go to an occasional event, but drive 3 hours to walk around for 2 hours and have at least 12,000 sweaty bodies rub up all against you because it's so hot and there's not enough. No, I'm done. Anyway, I don't know if I'll bring you another bike show again. Did I just cut off again?
No.
I don't know if I'll bring you another bike event again. I don't know. All I know is I'm hot, I'm tired, my balls are sweaty, and it's time to go. Cut. Yeah, so maybe that did kind of turn into a rant. You know, we all have our moments, man. You know, and I get it. Look, what I'm into, you're not necessarily into. And I like what I like, and you like what you like. For me, man, it's because I've been literally going to Daytona and bike events since the late 70s, early 80s, you know, and it was great. I mean, it was great. The atmosphere was different. Daytona and stuff like that, it was just completely different. And then it kind of progressed to where, you know, the cops didn't want us there. The people didn't want us there. They just, man, all it seems like is all these bike events now are just money grabs for the government. You know, the cops writing tickets for every little thing, you know, giving women tickets for showing things that maybe they shouldn't show on Main Street. But anyway, I liked it because I was young, and I still like that. But, you know, giving tickets for parking, for this, that, and it just seems like anymore, everything is about loud bikes and the Me Too bikes and stuff like that. So listen, if you're young and you dig going to them, keep going to them, man, because this is the best time it's probably ever going to be. And so a lot of this stuff is new to you. And if you want to wear the leathers in Florida at 100 degrees, do that. If you want to wear all this fiddly diddly little stickers and whatever, man, you do your thing. You know, I'm going to do my thing. And I generally don't rant. And, okay, maybe I do. Miss Dee Dee will tell you I rant a lot. One of the things is I think, like, the whole motorcycle community is just, you know, all the hipster stuff. Now, there's nothing wrong with the hipster stuff. If you're into that, I'm not. I'm not an IPA beer guy, whatever that stuff is. I don't know. I'm just a regular old beer guy. I'm a bourbon guy. I'm a cigar guy. I'm not into fruity flavored Pebbles. I ain't into fruity flavored cigars. I'm not into fruity flavored beer or bourbon. You know, I'm a sweet tea and beer and, you know. Anyway, it just seems like in the whole motorcycle community, it's like it's changed so much, and I kind of hate the change that I was seeing, and it was really giving me a bad attitude. You know, it's like, man, is this what it has become? And you know what? Yeah, that's what it has become. So you do your thing, I'll do mine. You know, if it's, I'm just going to keep doing the videos that I keep going to. I'm just going to keep doing the videos that I do. If you like them, man, awesome. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it so much. If you don't like them, hey, whatever, man. You know, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I'm just a guy with a fiddly diddly camera. I'm going to keep my old school motorcycles, and I'm just going to keep my old school ways. I don't have that long on this earth, you know, and it's probably too late for me to start wearing nose earrings and blue hair and changing my my sexual identity and stuff like that. I'm just going to stick with the way that God made me, and I'll walk through the rest of my life just being me and doing my thing. You know, that's it. Listen, appreciate you watching this far. I appreciate if you would go to my website, shovelheadfeds.com, and help support my website. Buy some of that junk that you don't need. Maybe your grandkids need it or whatever. I don't know, man. I'm doing my best. I want to keep restoring these old bikes. Look, you want to chop down a bike, awesome. I don't. That's you. I'm not begrudging anybody that does that. Great for you. I want to keep these old bikes just original and just keep them running on the road. And how I do it is I sell stuff on my website, or I raffle off motorcycles and stuff like that. So if you need a t-shirt or something like that, you can't walk around naked anyway, and they're good quality t-shirts, you know, sticker or whatever. There's a lot going on. I was really, honestly, I was on my way out of doing YouTube videos, but then I, you know, really spoke with my wife and some other people. I had a change in my heart because, you know, I want our voice, you know, to also be heard instead of all these young guys that are taking the motorcycles into a whole different direction, you know. But I just want to keep going in the direction I'm going. I hope that all makes sense. I'm rambling. See you guys out there. Going to the Grundle Run, going to Rip Run. Man, just going to a lot of stuff. Just got a new RV. Well, it's a used RV. So we got, you know, something to sleep instead of sleeping on the ground. So love you guys. No homo. Like, share, and subscribe. Go to my website, shovelhead.com. And I'm rambling, and I'll see you. Peace.
All I know is I'm hot, tired, my balls are sweaty, and it's time to go. Cut.